All right, I'll just don't give me the height and the estimate of the diameter at ankle height.
All right, take it. Which plant you want?
That's a good one, don't you think?
All right,
We're talking about it.
we're talking about it. Oh, just about a meter, 40 inches tall.
Okay.
I don't have the calipers, but I'm
Yeah.
going to estimate inch and a half diameter at about ankle
What's
height.
the spread?
Spread. Crown spreads 28 inches. 28. Vigor is good. This is a Pinus monticola, western white pine, 5-needle pine. The pines will do very well here. At least we expect that they'll do well here. They seem to survive in harsh environments, so that's what we got. So vigor's good. No evidence of blister rust. No insect damage. No browse damage.
Can you write down some stuff for
Yeah.
Can you...
It's a fake day shoot.
Yeah, I know. Just show you.
Yeah.
Ok, est-ce que je veux dire...
You planted him,
2014.
and how old was he when you planted him?
All right, 1 meter, 40 inches tall. This was planted in 2014, so it's 4 years in the ground now. This was planted out as a 1.0 plug, so 1-year-old plant, which was about 8 inches or so in height, as far as its stem height.
Okay, and could you just maybe just re-explain what are the advantage of the lupin for the what are the benefits for this plant?
So here you see dead lupin right next to this pine. And again, the lupin helps build soil, bottom line. It provides organic matter, quickly degrading organic matter that will help feed this plant. And that's part of why this plant is as green as it is. Otherwise, without the lupins, this is a very nutrient-poor environment. And this might be a lot more stunted and chlorotic, or lack of chlorophyll, lack of green color, without the benefit of this lupin.
And what about the grass on the soil? Are they do you plant the seed or they came back naturally?
We sowed over 7,000 pounds of herbaceous plant seed. So most of what you see, we have introduced. There are some native grasses.
Yeah, this is not native.
And so, this is not native, unfortunately. There are some native grasses that have come in well on their own, and there are also some weedy grasses that have come in well on their own. And this is one of the things that you're trying to preclude is the takeover of the site, of a barren site, by exotic plants. Some exotics are fairly benign. Others have the capacity to wholly change your environment, your habitat. This little grass is innocuous. It's not going to hurt anything. But we have a list of species that we have tried to preclude as best we can and have done a good job. So you don't find too many of the noxious weeds.
So there's an example of a pine right there that is not next.
David, you just told us before, okay, this guy will be the part of the forest just like behind you in maybe thousands or 100 years. That's what you expect and hope for the future.
The trajectory of the vegetation here will be slow because it takes a long time to build soil. It will take 1,000 years or so for this area to develop a soil that will support our native conifer stands. So this Tsuga heterophylla, or hemlock forest, is hopefully going to recolonize this area, but it won't do that until the soil is there, and that's going to take a long time. In the meantime, plants like this pine, have an advantage on these very depauperate sites, and so this is a great thing for the next hundreds and hundreds of years.
Was that forest your model or not?
Not really, no, because we can't replicate that. We don't have the soil. So that really isn't an achievable model for us. What we tried to do is get the species, introduce as many species as we could into the site. Nature can sort things out. But we don't have an idea that will happen at any time in the near future. Instead, it'll be maybe
I'm sorry.
It's not possible to recreate the exact forest that we have because it takes long time.
So if it takes 1,000 years or so to build soil, and plants are a reflection and a part of that soil, that native forest is not an achievable model for us. So it wasn't a model. We do want to put woody plants out here, and we hope that some sort of forest stand evolves. This will help in that goal. But the native forest right now is not our model. We can't achieve that.
But it is important that it's native.
Yes.
So what we care about is they're native, not necessarily the same composition.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, of course.
Because I know in Europe you guys don't care as much.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And
so that is a different. That we're a national park. We
Yeah.
have to use our own species.
Right. Not only are we using our own species,
But genetics.
We are keeping the genetic integrity of the plant populations intact by carefully selecting where we collect all the propagules. So seeds or spores or cuttings. They come from the site. So that way we aren't doing any inadvertent harm by introducing foreign genetics. And we assume that the plants have greater fitness for the site and they will do better. So this is a concept that's not widely practiced because it's difficult to do this. But if you come back to this site, if any researcher comes back to this site hundreds of years from now, these plants belong here. They weren't willy-nilly placed. And so you can study what does well, what doesn't do well, and knowing that these plants actually are the ones that should be here, rather than using something from a different ecosystem somewhere else.